Yo, what's up, everyone? Chillin with Deke is back. As always, thank you for listening. You know the deal. If you want to stay connected with me, at Chillin with Deke on all social media. My website is chillinwithdeke.com. And I want to mention this before I get into the details of this episode. So I'm starting a little email list for Chillin with Deke. And the two things you'll get from it is one, any updates on new podcasts, posts, new videos that I have coming out. And then also what will go along with this list is an email newsletter. And I wrote on the site that it's exclusive content. I guess the thing that does make it exclusive is that I won't be releasing this information anywhere else. Just through email. So what it will be, it's going to be called, the newsletter is going to be called Chillin' like Sunday morning. And every Sunday morning, I'm going to put out maybe like 4 or 5 things I learned from the past week, whether it was from stuff I've read, videos I've watched, other podcasts I've listened to, articles, just anything that interests me or intrigued me from the past week. And I think that I could share and help you guys with your daily lives. So I think that'll be cool. So like I said, it's just on my website. A little pop-up should appear as soon as you enter the site, and you just put your email in and you'll be on the list. So I've already started sending out the emails on Sundays. I think this will be my third week, but the first week I'm kind of notifying everyone about it. I was just trying to get all the bugs and glitches out for the first 2 weeks. So we should be good to go. Now for this episode, man, we got an awesome guest, Darryl Daniel, aka Joe Cool, the OG artist, known for his unique style, iconic artwork. I mean, it's been seen on millions and millions of albums and records that have been sold worldwide. Most notably, in 1993, Snoop Dogg's first album, Doggystyle. I mean, the thing about this album is it's obviously a classic musically, but if you look online and are typing in top hip-hop or rap album covers of all time, this one is always on the list. So it's a classic, and it stood the test of time, and that is because my man Joe Cool. So we talk about that story, how he was put on for that album. That's pretty incredible. And then we also discuss Joe's introduction to drugs and how he battled it throughout his career and then eventually overcame it. What else? Let me think. Joe's early influences as an artist. We talk about a conversation he had with Tupac, how he became Joe Cool, how that name came about. A lot of good stuff in here, guys. I really hope you enjoy it. This was a blast. Shout out to Joe Cool for coming on. Thanks, man. Honored to share your story. And then also big shout out to Justin Roach for connecting us for this podcast. He was on episode 28 of Chillin' with Deke, so he's an awesome dude too, so you should check him out. Other than that, just a heads up, this episode is explicit, so I wanted to notify you of that beforehand. Other than that, if you want to stay connected with Joe Cool and want to hit him up for an original art piece, then go to his website, ogjoecool.com. You could also check out his gallery, other pieces that he's done. But then also his social media is, for Instagram, it's JO2, the number 2, _the_ artist. And then for Facebook, you can just look him up by his name, Darryl, and then Joe Cool Daniel. And Joe, you know what? Joe was also saying he's got some artwork up for sale at Joy Rich. It's a clothing shop out in LA. So if you're listening to this, you're out that way, go ahead, check out Joy Rich. You could see some of his artwork in there, and I believe you can buy it. He's also got some artwork on the clothes in that shop too, so check him out there. Other than that, I think we're ready to start this episode. Really hope you guys enjoy this. Thanks again, Joe, for coming on. Thanks to Justin. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day, and let's start the show.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
You ready, man? All right. So you said
Motherfucker, do it sound like I'm ready.
All right, sounds good, man. Hey, so
let's go, bro.
From the research I've done, you were pretty good at drawing as a kid. Like teachers and people in school would recognize that. But from what you said, you drew like asses and boobs and different cartoons like that. I mean, did the teacher see that stuff?
Man, you know what? They didn't see some of it, but some of it they did see.
Wait, did you get in trouble or anything?
Hell yeah. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't.
Yeah,
but I didn't just sit there and just start drawing dicks and titties and shit. I did. I'm gonna tell you, I haven't told anybody this. It was an artist back in the 70s. It wasn't Crumb, but they used to have these triple X back in the 70s. It was cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy, my father had these cartoons, but he wouldn't let nobody see them. They was in the garage. These motherfuckers had drawings of this white lady. There's like several white ladies. They would have black hair, big ass titties, and it would be like this guy defined every stroke. He was so good, but they were over exaggerated ass women, like with size 0 waist, big old hips, long legs, and the dude's dicks would look like motherfucking like legs. And it'd be extra slobbery come off of, and this is the shit that my father had. Yeah. And I used to look at him all the time and shit, man. You know, I didn't know how to jack off then or whatever, but it used to pique my interest. I used to want to draw this. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find him one day. I'm gonna remember his name, but he was a cold artist. He used black pen only. It was black and white only. He drew these big, like the women had big, beautiful lips, long, extra long eyelashes. He was tight, man. He was one of my influences. Other than that, it was Overton Lloyd, man. Because he had a style similar to this guy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, he did all the Parliament Funkadelic covers. He had a style similar to his.
Yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Oh, no, you good, bro. So did you continue to draw like through your teens? I guess this is a 2-part question. I mean, when did you join the gang too?
Oh, when I get okay. I lived in on the east side. I was born on the east side. Well, not born on the east side, but it's where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
And my family moved to North Long Beach. When I say east side, I mean east side Long Beach. We moved to North Long Beach in 1977, and we stayed there until 1983. Now, within that time, it was songs like Knee Deep by Funkadelic. The top 2 people selling shit was, as far as music went, was Funkadelic, Parliament, and Zap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Roger Troutman and Zap. And with that came gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? They made gangster ass songs. You know, and the hoodlums in our hood. You know, where I stayed at in North Long Beach, it wasn't really none because it was a nice area. If you moved from the east side to North Long Beach, it was mostly white people at the time. And then gradually, the white flight took place. They left. And so, because North Long Beach is real close to Compton. You know, it's like a borderline. You step one street, you're in Compton. You step another street, you're in Long Beach. So they right next to each other. And so this was like a place, man, you know, where my father had earned enough money to where we can get up off the east side, because the east side was kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Our house was getting broken into. Every time we leave, something come up missing. Motherfuckers fucking with his trucks, all that. You know, but things started to change in North Long Beach. And I didn't have no gang affiliation, but at the time, I met a guy named Charles. They called him Snake. He was from 107 Hoover, 107th Street Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go to his auntie house, and I knew that he would be over there because he always was smoking weed. I was 13, and he was a Crip, man. He was a real motherfucking Hoover Crip. And I liked this dude, man.
Yeah.
He was older than me. And he could dance and glide across the floor with ease. I used to trip off the dance he would do. He used to tell me just to see walk, the Crip walk. And this dude was awesome. I would go to the store with him. He wouldn't pay for cheese, just snatch it, put it in his pocket, and tell the dude behind the counter, motherfucker, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And he had muscles and shit, and he liked me for some reason. He gave me my first tattoo, and I was 13, and I still got it to this day. And that's with a needle, a hot needle, and fucking ink.
Oh man.
And the name, he put a JC on me and shit. My father told me I better take off the next day. But so eventually, my father and my mama got into it and they left. They split up, and then I moved back to the east side. I stayed with Snoop and his family for like maybe a month. And then my father finally got us, I stayed with my Auntie Beverly. And then I moved in with my sister. And so I stayed there for like a month. And then my father eventually came around. He got us another house, even though he was staying in Compton. And during that time, I started running with my cousin Papa. My cousin Papa, he's security for Snoop right now. But at that time, he was Papa from Insane. He was Little Papa. I started running with them, and then down the line, man, I had to make a choice, man. Do I want to be for Rolling 20s or do I want to be from Insane Crip? I chose the latter. I chose the Insane Crip because they were bigger, they were more dominant, and they was more respected than the 20s was at that time. Snoop made the 20s popular. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. He made them popular. That's the one that wore the Pittsburgh Steelers colors. Everything Pittsburgh Steelers, they wear it.
So that's why he wore the Pens stuff in the Steelers gear. He is a Steelers fan though, right?
Well, he's a Steelers fan. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm a Raiders fan. My neighborhood, the colors from my and the symbols that we have is the Raiders. Our new generation they wear the Indians colors. They wear red and blue. But our colors was black and gray, black and silver. It's black and gray, black and silver Raider colors. The Raiders emblem. You seen somebody with that in Long Beach, you knew that they was an Insane Crip.
Okay.
You see with the Steelers on, you knew that they was a Rolling 20 Crip. And so I started hanging with the Insanes, man, and we all Crips. It's nothing. All Long Beach is all Crips. There's no blood neighborhood in Long Beach at all.
So were you still drawing? I mean, did you think that was going to be something that you were doing in the future, like making something out of it?
Hell no, that's the furthest thing from my mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I was going to be in the future. I wanted to go to the Navy, but I started getting caught up in drugs and gangs. I fucked around with the jail. And that really, I perfected my art skill because you didn't have nothing to do. So I started drawing. I'm like, I will watch these dudes make money drawing up in jail, man. I'm like, man, I can draw better than that. These motherfuckers selling cards and shit. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Well, you were
tell these motherfuckers.
Wait, you were making money like drawing?
Hell yeah. When I first learned that you can make money off your artwork in jail, yeah. My last trip was in 2003. I didn't need the help from nobody sending me no money. All I did was draw.
Nah. Wait, so who were you
want a tattoo pattern?
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Inmates.
And it was like, it was just tattoos? What else was it for?
I wasn't doing no tattoos.
No, but it was the sketches for the tattoos. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
The outlines.
Mm-hmm.
Was it anything else?
Like what?
That was the only thing you were drawing. I didn't know if it was for like another like project or another thing that people would pay you for.
No, what they really wanted was like my handwriting, my font. I have a font that nobody else don't have. It's been copied, but they can't master it because it's my own. When you see Doggystyle, the words from the album, that's my font. Justin Roach has a collection of all my letters. I can call Justin and tell him to put together Deke.
Yeah.
You got the D, the E, the K, and the E. You got you. Or you can put your whole name together. Because he's the only one that has my alphabet. That I did an alphabet for. And my font. And I was doing all kinds of artwork, man. But I perfected my skills in jail.
Okay, so
I got better in jail.
I was gonna say, so during your teens, then you kind of fell away from the art. You weren't focused on it too much.
No, well, I would draw, but that's when I was like at home. But when I would go to jail, I would draw, man.
Got you. So when were you first? I'm assuming this happened with the gang. Is that when you were first introduced to cocaine?
No, I was introduced to cocaine when I was 17.
What?
17 years old, man.
Okay, what happened there? Were you encouraged to take it? Did you know it was not a good thing for you? Like, what happened?
Well, I would see people. My brother was selling it, right? And I would see people selling all kinds of shit to get it. But then I had this one woman. She tried to trick me one time. She said, "Excuse me, sir, I don't have enough money to feed my baby." I'm like, "Bitch, you don't even have no baby. I know you." And she was like, "Can you give me a couple of dollars so I can get something to eat then?" I said, "I ain't giving you shit." She said, "I'll suck your dick." I said, "Wait a minute. You'll suck my dick." Just like on the movie. So I gave her $3 and she sucked the line off my dick. And then I had told my homie about it. He said, "Oh man, she do that shit all the time. She suck my dick. She said eat pussy, all that, you know." I'm like, "Damn, all that for cocaine?" I said, "That shit must be good." He said, "It is." So while I'm talking to him, he said, "Look," he showed me a rock. I said, "My brother be selling them things, man." You know, he told me, "Don't ever fuck with that." He said, "Man, fuck that, man. Primos ain't gonna get you hooked though." Mm-hmm. So we smoked a Primo. A Primo is when you add it to the weed. Okay. Rolled it up like a joint. And that's what we did. Rolled up like a joint. You got super duper high. And I liked it. It didn't get me then, right? I desired, like I'm about to tell you. And then one day, I go out to his house to smoke some weed with him and his brother, like I always do. And they had no interest in smoking no weed with me. They didn't want to let me in. I'm like, "Man, what's up?" He stayed by himself with his brother. They stayed alone. They're teenagers. They're older than me. Mm-hmm. They're like 19. He was like 19. His brother was like 20. He's like, "Man, let him in." So they let me in. It was a Puerto Rican dude up there. He was like a dope dealer from New York, but he was smoking. Had big old chains on his neck, big mustache, curly hair, sweating. Looked like Tony Montana with a mustache. Had a suitcase full of dope. Like I said, I know they offered me a hit. The homies didn't want me to take it, but I took it anyway. I didn't feel nothing. So the Puerto Rican dude said, "Man, how you feel?" I said, "That's bullshit. I'd rather smoke my weed." He said, "Okay." He said, "But if you want to feel it," he said, come over here and I'll make sure you feel it." He said, "Because these two motherfuckers right here, they don't want to get you high. They want to keep the shit for themselves." You know, he said, "But I got plenty." So okay. He said, "I'll let you try it." Really try. I said, "Okay." He said, "First, let me hit your weed." I passed him the joint. And he opened up and put a big old hit on the pipe, melted it. I hit that shit and changed my life instantly.
And
I said instantly, because the first shit I got, I was like, "Fuck that." I wish I would have stayed at that one. But the next one that he gave me, because it was like telling me how to breathe. Here, and then it's so, no, you're doing it too fast. And they jerked the pipe out my mouth. I'm like, "Fuck that." But he said, no, just pull this motherfucker. And they was like, "Man, that's too much you putting on there." He said, "No, it's not." He said, "You're going to feel this shit." And that Puerto Rican's name was Juan. Damn. He's the only Puerto Rican, well, one of the few Puerto Ricans I met in Long Beach. But this is the one that passed me that pipe and put that big old piece on there. He made the bowl turn cloudy. And I was high as I ever been. I never felt nothing like that. And I loved the way that felt. So I want to keep on.
So you were, 17 at that time? What year was that?
1985.
1985. So then
yep.
So obviously you have that awesome Doggystyle story being in prison. So that was 91, right?
Oh, when I talked to Snoop.
Yeah. What were you in jail for that time?
Robbery.
Okay. What happened?
Strong arm robbery. Me and my homeboy Doodle, we was out there on that shit, and we needed a fix. We needed a hit. And so we see this Asian dude, right? A Cambodian. He was not no normal Cambodian. He was a big one. Probably was Vietnamese. Now he's Cambodian. His name was Lloyd Boo. I'll never forget his name. And he was a smoker, but he had money because they dealt with him and they opened the door. These Mexicans who sell the dope. It was two twins, Anthony and Antonio. Mm-hmm. And Anthony and Antonio opened the door, and so I'm watching him, right? And so I see him step off, and he tried to walk away. And I said, "Hey, man," I said, "Give me a hit." He said, "Just get the fuck away. Go. He couldn't speak no English, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him. My homeboy come up behind him, put him in chokehold. We take his dope. He didn't have no money. And then he had more dope than we expected. He had like a half ounce. Damn, this guy, it was a big rock, a big piece of dope. And so he tried to fight us, and he kept on trying to reach in his jacket, and I knocked his ass, and he had a sushi knife in his jacket, a long sushi knife. So I took that, I ripped his coat open, see if he had anything else in that motherfucker. Long story short, we whooped his ass, got him out the way, went to smoke the dope. Next couple of days, the police arrived by the spot where we did this shit at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they called me to the court. I'm like, I walk over there, I ain't done nothing. Because it's like been 4 days or 5 days past.
Yeah.
This motherfucker done told the police that I robbed him for $500.
Is that what it was?
He come up. No, it was about like at least $500 in dope.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
But it wasn't no money, but yeah. And so he put me said, that's the guy. That's the guy. That's him. That's the guy. And so I said, I know. I'm plea bargaining for 4 years.
Damn.
So he came to court on me twice. And the long story short on him, what's so ironic about him, in 1995, I catch a misdemeanor for with a crack pipe. And so I go into the holding station, and they told me that we gonna kick you out. We ain't gonna file a charge on you. We gonna kick you out. You stay here tonight. I'm so happy and see them being nice to everybody and say, yay, hey, I ain't got no case. Yay. Because they never give me no break like that.
Mm-hmm.
They said we're gonna kick you out on your own recognizance. I wasn't on no parole or no probation. And so I look around me and I look at this Asian dude, he keeping his head down, right? And he's skinny as fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look at his wristband. What's your wristband say, man? I said, Louisville. I looked at him and then I put it together. I said, you that motherfucker. I said, you remember me? He said, no. I said, you remember me? You called the police on me? And he jumped off and he tried to walk backwards. I'm walking him down, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking him down. And so I grabbed his ass. He's screaming like a bitch. I rushed his ass to the bars, right? And I slammed his head into the bars with my arm, twisting his arm. I said, call for the guard. You know, it's a jailer though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, call for the motherfucking guard. Say, guard, help. And so the guard came. I kind of know him because I'm in there so often. He said, hey, man, why you holding his arm like that? I said, because this man got me 4 years. I did 3 years on 4 years behind what he said. And I don't want him up in here with me. He's a snitch.
Mm.
He said, well, okay. He said, let him out. Let go of his arm. I gave him a break. So that's a long story short on that. And my cocaine career didn't come to an end until 2003. September 28th was the last time I smoked cocaine.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it was February 16th. Okay. It was the last time I smoked any weed. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I definitely want to get into that. Would you be able to tell the Doggystyle story though, because it is it's very fascinating.
Oh yeah, I was on drugs once again. My cousin told me that he wanted me to do his album cover. This in jail,
mm-hmm.
And he said, "Man, I want you, because he said, send me a letter, right?" He was staying with my sister,
mm-hmm.
And so what happened was, she said, Snoop is rapping. He's rapping with Dr. Dre. Woo! I said, "No, he's not. Cut that shit out." I said, "Put him on the phone." I said, "Cuz you really rapping with Dr. Dre?" Yeah. I said, "Dr. Dre for NWA." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Listen," I said, "This nigga right here, this blood nigga right here, he playing it right now. Well, I can't pull the phone over there. I said, he playing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dre, he playing what was that? The Niggas for Life. I was at 100 miles and running when there was this Ice Cube on this one, I think. And I said, he said, "Man, I said, I'm rapping with him." And he said, "I'm serious, he's not with NWA no more." And so he gave me a sample, right? I said, "Hey, man," I said, "Okay, since you're doing," I said, "Man, send me some money, man." He said, "When I get some, Joe, I'll send you some." I said, "All right, I'm going to send you a letter to my sister house." So I sent him a letter. And on the letter, I made a little Snoopy dog, right? A little Snoopy dog. Now, be advised, me and Snoop, he always been like one of my favorite little cousins, man. Always been one of my favorite little cousins. So, I got mad love for him. And during this time, he told me that he was from Rolling 20s. And I was upset with him. I said, "Nigga, how the fuck is you from 20s and all of us from Insane? How the fuck is that possible that you claiming Rolling 20s?" He said, "Well, I seen him beat up Jerry. They knocked Jerry out. That's his big brother, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to go through that shit. The 20s said they just beat you up. They ain't knocking you out and stomping you down and shit. He said, after what Jerry went through, I don't want no parts of that. So he chose 20s. I said, "All right, cuz, all right." And so I sent him a letter, and he said, "Man," I talked to him again. He said, "I want you to do that character. He said, I'm gonna use this character for my album cover. I mean, for me, and I want it to be tall though, not little like that, but that's tight though. I like that. That's hard, cuz you draw your ass off, Joe Cool. He said, I'm gonna fuck with you. He said, I'll look out for you when I'm like, okay, thanks, Snoop. Blow that smoke up the next man ass, you know. But when I came home, he was rapping with Dr. Dre. Deke cover came out. It was a 92. I'm like, damn, that's my cousin on there. And so I'm staying with my mom's. Snoop is doing pretty good. I'm going up to the studio every now and then with him, and then I disappear. And he hear about it. He said, nigga, I heard you back. You still fucking around with that shit? I said, yeah. He said, Joe, I'm about to get a lot of money. I'm about to become famous, cuz. He said, I'm about to be the biggest rapper of all times. He said, if you want to be with me, cuz, he said, get off that shit. And he said, I'll bring you along for the ride. He said, cuz, you got to get off that shit because I want you to do my album cover. He said, I just did an album called The Chronic with Dr. Dre. He said, here's a couple $100, cuz. He said, call me, cuz. He said, I need you to get off that shit, you know. I said, all right. He said, I want you to start coming up to the studio. So I started hanging around him, coming to the studio. Then he gave me an alternative. You know, you seen I was trying to get off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, hanging with him, smoking a lot of weed and shit.
Yeah.
And so I had a girl named Carla. He told me, he said, hey, man, I want you to do my album cover. I said, all right. The Chronic was out. He doing good. He got a car now. He got a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? He got a Jeep, and then he got a Lexus after that. He said, I want you to come stay with me. I said, okay. He said, that means you have to leave your girl and shit. I said, fuck it. I told her I was leaving. I left her, homie. I left her. I told her she had to go home. We were staying with my mama. I told her, you got to go home to your mama's house. I said, I'm about to leave. My cousin gave me opportunity. I said, we'll still be together. That was a lie. I left her like the first week. Because I'm going to hang around bitches I've never even seen before. Green-eyed, light-skinned black bitches, badass white bitches. And Snoop getting all of them because his album is cracking, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chronic is cracking, and he's famous. He's getting there. And so I dropped all right, before I leave her, let me tell you about the Doggystyle.
Mm-hmm.
Right when I was getting to leave, right after I did the cover, that's when I left. So it went like this. He told me what he wanted. He said, Dr. Dre wanted to take a picture like this, but I want you to draw it. Can you draw it? I said, yeah. I said, so are they going to pay me? He said, we'll get you some money right now. So he called. They gave me a $500 bonus and shit to go get some art supplies and shit. You know what I'm saying? They sent me a desk to my house. You know, this Death Row Records, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sent me a desk to my house. Death Row, I'm going to tell you one thing about them. They were not cheap.
They
didn't give a fuck. They spared no expense. Yeah. Hell yeah, Suge Knight. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him other than, you know, you got on my cousin. You got on the bad side of my cousin, and that's why, you know, I got right with him. But other than that, he was cool with me. He respected me. I respected him, you know. So long story short, my girl, I said, hey, get your ass up on that couch. She got her ass up on the couch. I said, cock your ass in the air. She cocked her ass in the air, and I drew her. That body that you see as that dog is my ex-girlfriend, Carla. So I drew her. That's a real picture of a real woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the look is how she wore her hair and all the jewelry she wore. Her whole body was her. So I hooked her up. I immortalized her in the cartoon, and I also put Big C-Style in there. He's the one who get beat up with Snoop. You know, I make up the story myself and shit. You know, about Snoop meet this bitch. He needs some zigzags. Hey, Style, come over and smoke with me. Bring the zigzags. Big C-Style get pulled over by the police. Get his ass whooped. Then he finally make it to the house with the zigzags. Beat the fuck up. And so they end up smoking the weed. It's bullshit, hocus pocus. That's what we called garbage weed back then, which was cess. You know, because the Chronic was out, which is plentiful now. Everybody got it. But back then, only California had the shit. You know, and I told a little story. You know, we kicked the bitch out, her wig fly off, and that was it. Bitch, get out of here. And then it became controversial because the Laura C. Tucker was indignant. She's steamrolling over her and Cecil, Reverend Cecil. I forgot his last name, but they steamrolling over rap tapes, talking shit about it. She putting Snoop out there with the publicity, talking about, you know, Snoop Doggy Dogg is degrading women. He's calling them hoes and woo woo woo. You know, and so. You know, and she said that I drew it. And then Arsenio Hall, Snoop gave me a shout out. And I'm like, yeah, you know, he got me some pub. And I got a little fame off of that. And then so down the line, you know, I kept on drawing for him, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he brought me in.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I noticed, that there was a lot of controversy behind the album cover. Did you take that as an honor? Because, I mean, usually the best type of art, like, divides or is polarizing, right?
Any publicity is good publicity, and that was bad publicity, which turned out to sell more records for Snoop, and it got me known in the game, you know. And there was a resurgence of my artwork in the 2000s because people wanted to do classical shit with me. Hey, can you draw this? Can you? Yeah, you know, I still make money off of it to this day, man. You know, I don't get no residuals or nothing, you know, or no royalty checks or anything. It's just that, you know, I get opportunities because of what I drew, you know, and it's iconic, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's in Vibes top 10. It's in hip hop DX top 10. You know, hip hop animated covers of all time. You know, drawn cartoon covers of all time. Mine is up to the top.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and it's a go ahead.
you mentioned Dre wanting to do the album like as a
You want to take a
picture, right? And
Yeah.
the cartoon covers weren't really popular when it came to rap. Did you feel pressure then going into it?
No, I just
You
knew
have to
that
make
Dre
this
had
really
to
good.
approve my shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that Dre had to approve it. Dre and Suge gave it the go ahead for me to do it, right? And when Dre seen it, Dre said, "I love it."
Right off the bat, no changes or
He
anything.
said, "I love it." Yeah, he said, "I love it." He said, "But we're gonna put a picture of you up in there." And so it's a picture of Snoop posed like an inmate up in there with the beanie on, one of his iconic pictures. And it's a couple pictures up in there of Snoop, you know. But the whole layout was done by me. I did the inside of his second album, which is The Dogfather. It has a picture of him on the cover with his hair pressed out, his hair straightened. And on the inside, I did that artwork, and I had relapsed. I ain't gonna say I relapsed. I'm gonna say I went back to my drug of choice. So I was using weed and alcohol to get me by. You know, I was still, you know,
well, I
still had
saw
my
that
cravings.
you were on it was like a weed maintenance program during
I
when you were
was.
doing
That's what I
Doggystyle and all
was
that. Yeah.
exactly. And but you know, my drug of choice started calling me. I started slipping and dipping back into the hood. You know, pick up a hoe or two, and I go party and shit. But I would make it back, and then it got to the point to where I couldn't make it back. The streets got a hold of me, and the drug had its hooks in me. So it took me a long time. I would go back and forth, and then in and out of jail, in and out of jail for small pieces of crack cocaine. And I ended up sobering up in 2003 through the grace of God and Cocaine Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. Snoop seen that, and he put me back home. My cousin Papa put me on as security, you know, because I was Snoop security at one time. You know, during the times, right around the time Doggystyle came out, I was Snoop security, me and C-Style. You
Okay.
know, and when I fell off, you know, he like, man, I ain't fucking with you, Joe. You don't want to get it together. And so I stayed in the streets, man, for like six or 5 years, man. You know, going in and out of jail, and then it continued again, you know, and it didn't stop until 2003. I finally got it together, man.
What do you think the lowest point was? Now, because I know you were in prison. I don't know at what point, but
my rock bottom was when I stayed in the alley, homie. I lived in the alley, and I woke up on some grass one time with dew all over me, with double chalky horses in my leg, and I looked like a fool trying to get up. Lucky this dude named Gary seen me. He said, "What's wrong?" I said, I can't move." And I'm walking like a fucking cowboy. You know, and his wife went inside, got me a banana. She gave me a banana, and the Charlie horses went away. And he said, "Man, what you out here doing?" He said, he said, "Nigga, because I was asleep out on the grass. I passed out. He threw a blanket over me, man. I woke up, I had dew and shit all over me.
Mm-hmm.
Woke up screaming and hollering because my legs had cramped up. And he said, "Hey, man, you can stay in my van." So he gave me the keys to this van that didn't work. He said, "Clean it out. You can stay in there. Throw all this shit away up out of it." It was a nice van, too, with the moon little window, a hippie van. It just didn't work. It had a little refrigerator, and I cleaned that motherfucker up, and he let me stay in it. And I stayed in that van for like 9 months. Sitting in a bucket, wiping my ass with a hot heater, water heater on water, Cisco, all that. That was my lowest point. You know, what else was low was one time he had a dog that he had got. Gary had a dog he had got. And it was a pit bull, and the dog was sick. I told him, I said, "Man, something wrong with this dog. This dog throwing up and shit. Got blood around his mouth. How you been?" He said, "Nah, man. I found that dog in Compton. I brought it home and shit." I said, "Well, this dog is sick, man." The dog had parvo. And so that next morning, the dog was laying down stiff as a dick. You hear me? With his legs up in the air, right? I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Hey, Gary." I said, "The dog is dead." He said, "Dog." He said, "Dog." I said, "The dog is dead. He had worms all coming out his ass and shit." And
Damn.
he said, "Hey," he said, "I'll give you $10 if $10 and a $10 rock if you get this dog and put my." I said, "Man, I ain't touching that dog." He said, "All right, I guess." I thought about it. I said, "Damn, $10 and a $10 rock." So I got a blanket. I wrapped that motherfucker up, and I walked down 2 alleys and shit with a dead dog on my back. And I dumped him in the trash bin. That was low.
So hold on. You said 03 was the point where you dropped it. Where was all this in relation
Well,
to that? Were you close?
they gave me 16 months. Now that was way back in like the 90s. Now 2003, I was selling dope. Thought I had mastered the game. I was selling dope and I was smoking it, but I was doing a lot of selling. And I was like, I wasn't running out because I knew how to sell it. I could feed myself. I wouldn't lose weight. I was eating. I had a good supplier, and I couldn't miss with what he was giving me. And I had good dope, and I got a little flamboyant, and I went out there and I got greedy. I was at this girl's hotel, and the guy told me that he had a $20 sale for me, and she told me don't go out. And I said, "Fuck that! I'm gonna get this money." I went out. Next thing I know, I got popped by the police, for possession. And so what happened on that? They gave me 16 months, right? Because they wasn't really cracking down really hard. But I had strikes, so they struck my strike, and it came down to 16 months, and I had to do 8 months. They said 60 months you do have, but I ended up doing 10 months, because of the process in the county. I did 10 months. I got out, and I stopped smoking weed in September 28th. But I stopped smoking cocaine was when they arrested me February 16th. So right now, it's 15 years. Because February 16th, well, on the 16th of February, it'll make 15 years that I took my last hit of cocaine.
What changed at
Yeah.
that point compared to maybe even all the other attempts? Like what I don't know what was it right there where you're like,
Well, I
nah,
was
I'm finally
serious.
gonna drop it. Yeah.
I was serious, and I wanted to put forth effort. I don't want to be like that anymore because my sister had sold my car when I was up in there. People were trying to get my checks that I had coming from a royalty for the bomb ass pussy that I helped write with Dabs. Family members, this is family members I'm talking about, were trying to get me to sign papers so that they could control whatever little earnings that I had coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they was managing me. My mama had me on her insurance, like thinking I'm gonna die out here in the streets. And I'm like, man, fuck all that. I'm gonna prove them wrong because everybody think I'm gonna get out and do the same shit that I normally do. I said, fuck that, man. I said, I'm ready to live. And then what they told me was, you gotta drop everything. They said, you can't smoke weed because it sets off the phenomenon of craving inside of you. You have an allergy, and you kick this allergy off anytime you take a hit or drink. You're the hard one. Anytime you put something in, you're gonna want cocaine. Eventually, you might not want it right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
And with your record, from your experiences that every time you take a drink or smoke weed, that eventually you go to cocaine. And once you go to cocaine, you go to jail. You get in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? You get in a lot of trouble. You do things that you wouldn't normally do. I don't normally hit people in the head and rob them. I don't normally stick stuff in my pocket and just steal and walk out the store and sell it. I don't normally hang around hotels and liquor stores and shit. I don't do that shit. But when I take a hit of cocaine or start drinking, I do shit like that. I don't normally just run around hollering out, nigga, script, nigga, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Go set tripping on motherfuckers. At my age, I was 35 then. In 2003, I was 35. And so I said to myself, I got to prove everybody wrong. I said, I'm willing to take this challenge. So I did 90 meetings in 90 days, which was actually like 180 meetings in 90 days because I stayed in them. I started listening. And then I started listening to the book, reading the book. I had a sponsor, but I never completed the full work of it. But I know it well enough, and I know that there's some things in it that I have to do. The book taught me how to find God, and God helped me. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they showed me. They showed me that I don't have to be alone. I have to do this by myself. And if your prayers are sincere and you put some action with them, you get off this shit. And I haven't had a hit of weed. I haven't had a fix of cocaine. I haven't had a drink in 14 years, man. and my life has changed.
And
It's changed.
you did feel alone before that.
I felt love. No.
No, yeah. Did you feel alone? Is what I'm saying. Like you felt like you had to do it all your own.
Well, I knew there was some people that cared, but yeah, I had to because they didn't understand that. Because they all smoke weed or they drink. They understand that once I do any of that, I'm going back to my drug of choice. They never really understood, why do you keep doing it? Until my father told me, he said, hey, and ride with him. My father's dead now. He said, hey, Joe, and ride went to Oakland with him. We riding up north. And my brother's in San Quentin at the time. And he'd been there for some years. He'd been there since 1987. And my father's questioning me as we drive down this road. So down this 5 freeway, there's a lot of prisons. And so he pointed at each one, each one he's showing them to me. Then he asked me, he said, have you gotten high since you've been home? I said, no. He said, you ain't smoking no weed? I said, no. He said, what about drinking? I said, no. He said, have you did anything? I said, no. Nah. He said, are you going to? I said, yeah, eventually, see what my parole situation look like. I can manipulate them, and now I'm gonna smoke me some weed, take me drink some beer, He said, but don't that shit make you wanna smoke that shit that always get you locked up? That cocaine don't it make you want? I said, yeah, it do. He said, well, why the fuck do you do it? I said, I don't know. So we had a long silence in the ride, and within that long silence, he turned to me and he said, hey, why don't you talk to Wendell? I said, what Wendell? Wendell's a dope fiend. Wendell's a fucking drug addict, ass motherfucking low-life ass whiskey drinking, heroin shooting, cocaine smoking. What I need to talk to you because Wendell been clean and sober for 3 years. Wendell has a job. Wendell has 2 cars. Wendell has his own apartment. You need to find out what Wendell doing. And because if this motherfucker can do it, I know you can do it. Because Wendell's like my father's best friends, old friends. My father know him. He like an uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He said, give him a call. I said, all right. My father said, no, I'm talking about right now. I said, I'll call him. He said, no, I'm talking about now. And my father called him and threw me his phone. And Wendell said, meet me up at Inner City in Long Beach on 69th and Cherry in the morning. He said, when you get back in the morning at 6:30, be there. I said, I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock to be going on meeting at 6:30. He said, what was you doing 2 months ago at 6:30? I said, I was getting up, getting dressed. You want to go shovel some cow shit. Go eat breakfast and go shovel cow shit. He said, so you get up at 5, you had early child. You was getting up at 5 o'clock and you was going to shovel cow shit at 6 o'clock. I see I pass through the gates, through the work release gates, and I go shovel cow shit. He said, okay. He said, well, you can always take your ass back to doing that. Or you can take some directions, follow some suggestions. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started going to a whole bunch of meetings, and then eventually, man, this shit rubbed off. And I noticed, like, damn, it's time going by. I ain't doing nothing. I started going to functions, like little dances they have, doing some positive shit, man. And I didn't have to do that shit no more, man. Because I always thought that I had to go and get high. It was mandatory. I didn't know that I had a choice to say, hey, man, I don't want to do this shit. I ain't got to get high. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I thought that I was sentenced to get high for the rest of eternity because I told my mom, I'm going to die smoking cocaine. And she said, don't say that. I said, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Fuck that. I'm an addict. I love cocaine. But God put his hands and gave me his grace. And so here I am doing an interview with Deke the Freak.
That's right. So, well, I see you're into like art therapy stuff and like motivational speaking now. What do you normally say to people that are looking to get out of an addiction, no matter what it is? What piece of advice normally do you give them the most?
I ask them, if your life is unmanageable, do you find yourself spending all your rent, spending all your money, stealing from your kids, stealing from your family, going to jail, waking up in places you don't know how the fuck you got there, having sex with strange women or men, things of that nature? You might want to consider going to check out Alcoholics Anonymous or Cocaine Anonymous. They got people there to help you. And so that is the story of that right there, man. I would tell people, not what they want to hear, because you got people who get up there and grandstand and say things everybody want to hear. I'm gonna tell you from my experience, because there ain't no story like your story. And if you want to quit, man, I mean, with Alcoholics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, what they do is they lead you. They lead you to God. They teach you how to find God and how to trust God and put your faith in God and know that you don't have to do what you've been doing. I'm not no preacher. I don't throw the God aspect of it, because they tell you not to do that, because you don't want to scare people away. Because you don't want nobody coming to you talking about, you need Jesus, you need this, you need that. You don't want people telling you that shit. Nobody want to hear about God. But the thing is, they gradually teach you that, you'll come to find a power greater than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can depend on that power, There's going to come a time in your life during your sobriety that you're defenseless against that first drink, hit, or fix. And then nothing can help you. Only thing that can save you is God. Because you can't call me, and if you feel like you've been clean for like a month and say, hey, I feel like I'm going to drink, I don't want to do it, I can't save you. What you got to do is pray. Get your ass away from there, wherever you at, whatever you got in your hand, sit still and pray, and it'll pass. You understand me? It will pass.
What is the thing you're doing with the Save Art movement, or like recovery and like art therapy? Like what is that? Is that helping? Are you teaching art to people that are trying to get out of
Well,
addictions?
I would love to do that, man. But no, that was just one time when
got you.
Save Art asked me who would I like to, if I was to do some art, who would I like to donate it to? Do I have any causes? I said, you know what? I said, Safe Refuge, which was called Substance Abuse Facility, and they called it SAF for short. Foundation, Substance Abuse Foundation. And I know a lot of people who've been through there, a lot of men and women who've been through there. They have recovered, man. They gave them a start. And I'm like, yeah, I like SAF, because my big homeboy worked there. Big Nuts, a real insane crip, a real motherfucker who was out there with me. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't together, but I would see him out there doing his thing. When we'd meet up at the rock houses and shit, like, man, let me get hit, nigga. Like, here you go, cuz. Ooh, throw him on, he'll throw me on. And, he worked there. He had got clean and sober in 1997. And I remember he had got clean and sober. He was trying to tell me that shit. I'm like, man, you talking to the wrong nigga, homie. I said, I respect you as a big homie, but other than that, you talking to the wrong guy as far as talking about quitting. I ain't got no intentions on not getting high no time soon. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm over at this bitch house that you at. Who you trying to convince? I'm trying to fuck her. You trying to tell us to stop using. You got her crying and shit. And you fucking it up for me. I wish you leave. And so that's what he did. He said, all right, cuz, well, here's my card. He had his shirt tucked in and shit, looking all square and shit. I'm like, this is not the big nut I know. Big nut with crazy braids and pants sagging, tattoos showing, blue rags in his pockets, talking shit. And so I didn't pick it up then. But when I did get the opportunity, I said, man, SAF, because I was going to a lot of meetings there. I said, yeah, there would be one that I would like to donate some artwork to. So they had me draw. They said, draw what you want, paint what you want. The first picture I painted, it was like some dope fiends and shit, some characters I had painted with the minstrel, how white people depicted black people back in the 20s and the 1800s, late 1800s. Okay. How they depicted us as, as like pickaninnies with big red lips and black ass skin, white face, the black face characters. So I drew them like that, I did a lot of paintings like that, and Snoop got them. Snoop got a lot of my paintings in his compound. So that was the first, but then I thought about it. I said, no, let me do something else. And so the next one I did was pills and bottles floating. Did you see the picture?
I saw that one with acting as like sharks in the ocean and people going up to the island, and it was, yeah, I could see exactly what you were trying to get at.
That was one of my most powerful pieces, and that was showing Safe Refuge, which was the name of the foundation. It's called Safe Refuge. Gotcha. It used to be SAF, but they changed it, so I changed it and gave it a different look. And I thought about it. What would be Safe Refuge? these people out here swimming in this ocean filled with all these drugs, these shark drugs, these killer drugs that can kill you. Liquor, meth, you know what I'm saying? Crack, heroin, speed, Xanax, Molly, all that shit. I put it all in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Made it into pills and shit like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hence the picture that you see, you know, and not everybody gonna make it to the island. See, what you don't see is the people who drowned. But the ones who made it are walking, getting up, going to that island.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is safe refuge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do you want people to say or think whenever they see a Joe Cool piece or artwork?
Well, all of them I try not to do like when you see somebody Snoop one like it's gonna have a dog in it, right? I want them to know that that's a brand of mine, you know, and it is what it is, you know. It's some funky shit. It's gonna be some gangster about it. You know, like when you see the SYFL football dog, when you watch Coach Snoop, right? And you're gonna see that logo with that dog with those two braids. Everybody's gonna be wearing it. It's on every scene on Coach Snoop. That's the dog character that I drew. It's international. Everybody know it, but it's not gangster. The braids are gangster, but you know, it's these kids. It's representing these kids who play football, who are trying to stay out of trouble. It represents them. I don't do everything the same, man. You know, certain shit is gonna be used for different things. You know, like sports. Either it's gonna be hip hop related, or you know, like if you want a certain piece, I can like right now I'm working on a family piece for a family called the Pachecos that my homegirl got me to do. Yeah, I want people to think that, you know, hey, this is a G artist as far as, you know, he's an icon, he's iconic, he's legendary. You know, he did Doggystyle, you know. But I do more than just that.
Well, I was gonna say, it seems like positivity is what you want people to see, and I guess even knowing a little bit like of your story here too, it's like you can, even if you're down, like you can make it through. Is that a fair assessment?
Even if you're down, say that one more time.
I said it seems like you want to promote like positivity through your artwork, and even like from your story. So if someone sees that and says, "Oh man, Joe Cool, this dude's a legend," and he's still doing this dope artwork now, like I see where he came from, and even if you're down, like you can always get through it, and just based off your story, yeah.
You can get back. I mean, you're on 2 feet. You know, some people are in good health, some people are. But if God gave you today and you're on 2 feet, you don't have to begin. And usually you was begging last night on the streets out there with your panhandling. God gave you another opportunity. You don't have to go back to panhandling. Panhandling gets you enough money to get you the things that you need to get to a place to where you can get taken care of and get your act together, save you some money, and keep striving, man. I mean, because I never gave up. Mm-hmm. You know, it's times when I feel like giving up, but now I have a son. There's times when I feel like giving up, man. You know, I'm like, damn, but thing is, what do I return to? The guy that's on the corner begging, or the dope fiend that's trying to bullshit people, you know what I'm saying, or con people. Do I want to become that guy again? Do I want to become N51620, P00314, E14178? Do I want those numbers back again? Those are prison numbers. I remember every one of them. I had 3 of them. Do I want those numbers again? No. Do I want to be told what time to go to sleep, what time to lay down, and what time is chow? Or worrying about this Mexican dude sticking me, or about my homeboy sticking the Mexican dude, or about these white boys going to jump on us, or if the white boys going to team up with the Mexicans to jump on us, or if I have to get out with this blood nigga who's still set tripping, or if I'm going to have to get out with this Crip nigga who keeps staring me down and talking shit to me on the daily. Do I want to walk this yard that I have to only walk in one direction, and that if somebody starts fighting, I have to hit the ground? You know what I'm saying? Get on the ground because there's no warning shots. There's a possibility of me getting shot in the face, or wounded real badly, or getting killed. Do I want to be in those situations again? No. Do I want to be where lotion is a commodity and toilet tissue is a commodity? Where dollar top ramen noodles are a commodity? Where motherfuckers will kill you for that? Where a motherfucker will kill you for a man over a man that you talk to who sucks people dicks? They see you talking to him, and that's their bitch, and they want to kill you because the punks ask you what time is chow or what time the library closed, and the motherfucker approach you and say, "Hey man, you know that's my bitch." Oh, okay. You're gonna be talking to my bitch. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a man in a dress. That's the shit that goes on in prison. Do I want that?
No.
No, I don't want to ever return to that. And so with God, what he has allowed me, he's gave me unmerited faith. You know what I'm saying? Unmerited faith to where I'm not really actually deserving of the blessings that he gave me, but he gave them to me anyway. Like in the morning, I'll be going to New York to perform with my cousin. That's a nasty dog. You hear me?
Oh yeah.
I'll be going to big New York City, flying out there and shit. Staying in a first class hotel, and then when I hit the stage, I become a star. I'm right next to him, one of the biggest rappers ever. And then I get to pull out a 4-foot dick and shake it at the crowd and pop lock and make people smile and laugh and talk about. I get to do that shit, man. And then they pay me to do this shit.
I was gonna say, how'd that start? Nasty dog.
Yeah. And then they paying me to do this shit, homie. You understand? They pay me to do this, to pull out a fake dick and dance. You know this? You know that's what I do with Snoop on stage? I'm no longer security, but I dance on stage.
Well, how'd that start?
Oh man, didn't I just tell your ass a story? Didn't I tell you a story about
the nasty dog? When did like that whole mascot thing happen?
Okay, during the time when Snoop was with Wiz Khalifa when they was doing the high school thing, right?
Yeah.
Snoop has a friend named Pookie Brown. Pookie Brown is the son of a construction company, purse company. His father is a great black businessman, and he comes from from a good stock of people. And he's a producer, man. He's a film producer, and he does all kinds. Pookie Brown's a good dude. He produced High School, right?
Yeah.
And you ever seen the movie High School?
I did not see it. I heard some of that
Motherfucker, how you not see it? Have you seen How High?
I saw you were in it. I saw your scene that you were in it.
Yeah. I'm the one that said, "Hey, well, I get the fucking ass first." Yeah, I made that line up and they let me use it.
Well, you look like you were in your element there, man. You look like you're a good actor.
Well, okay, that's not actually my element. If you get that, I like to fuck me in the ass or some shit like that.
No.
It's just that I'm a good method actor, homie. I am a good actor. And that inmate scene fit me just fine. But anyhow, motherfucker. Deke. Pay attention.
I got
this
you.
Is what happened.
All right, yeah.
They discussing. I thought I told you this earlier.
No.
They're discussing about is doing a Doggystyle show, right?
Okay.
It's a Doggystyle show, and they're saying we need somebody to put the dog costume on because Snoop was fucking with a company called Neff. You ever heard of Neff?
Yes.
Neff was like giving Snoop money, giving him clothes. He had looking out for him. Snoop was fucking with him just to get the money, but I knew it was gonna be no long-term relationship. And they had this dog called the Neff dog. Funny looking ass little dog. They kind of copied it from mine and shit.
Yeah.
But it's more of a funny dog. And so they wanted somebody to put that costume on with the Neff dog in a brown suit and come out there and pee on a fire hydrant.
Okay.
And so they said, what about Lil G? Snoop said, nah, I don't want Lil G doing it. He said Lil G is too short and he's too fucking stupid. And I don't know Lil G can dance. I don't want no clown doing this shit. I said, so I'm listening because I'm doing security. I said, how about, I can do it. They stopped, because I'm security for Snoop. No, I just said, well, I can do it. He said, Joe, cool. You put it on? I said, is it paying? He said, hell yeah, it's paying. So he told me the amount that was paying. And I said, I'll do that tonight if you want me to. And Pookie said, wait a minute, can Joe cool? I said, nigga, can I dance? I said, nigga, I always get there. I said, nigga, I pop like all that. I gave him a demonstration. Snoop said, see, that nigga, he can get out. And from that day, I did the Doggystyle show. And then it rolled into another show. And then it rolled into another show. And then next thing I know, Snoop said, I want this nigga on stage with me at every motherfucking show. And so I can't count this amount of shows. I don't be on every show with him, but when it's a big show, when he got the band with him, Joe Cool is there.
That's sick. That's really cool. Now I got a few more for you here. So you mentioned the Death Row days. Was there anything about like Snoop or Dre or any, like even Tupac, any of them, like something about their process or how they did their work that stuck out to you?
Tupac would roll up joints with a little cocaine and have cognac, Remy Martin or Hennessy, some type of brown liquor, some type of cognac. And he would roll that up and he'd get the studio real dark. He'd be in there smoking his weed, snorting his little cocaine. He'd drop some up in there in his weed, and he'd go berserk up in that motherfucker. Meaning that he is hyped. See, they didn't show all that shit in the movie. Tupac had a ritual that he did when he go into there. And he burned that booth up. The dude had his movements though, but Pac would be in that motherfucker all motherfucking night. He was a studio fiend.
Wait, so that was his ritual. He would get the.
Yep.
What'd you say it was? He got weed with cocaine. Is that something like that? And then he would have the room all dark.
Yep.
Just like pitch black.
He'd go up in that motherfucker and he put it down. Put it down. And it was amazing to watch him work. Pac was all right, man. He was always kind to me. And he used to be at my cousin Dad's house a lot. And this one particular time, I was out there in the streets. I came back with Snoop. Now I disappeared for like 4 months, and then Snoop brought me back. And so I'm hanging out in the studio with him at Can-Am, the famous Can-Am studio, in what was it, Rialto? Not Rialto. I forgot the city, but it had the Red Room up in there. That famous Red Room where you get your ass beat, you stick your hand in there with piranhas and shit, scare the fuck out you, and then bloods to beat you up. But he was at that studio, and I was sitting behind the desk when you come in, right? Yeah. And I seen Tupac I seen Faith came in with him, Faith Evans, who was Biggie's wife. And I hadn't been around in a minute, and Tupac passed by me, and he turned around, and as he was passing through the door, he said, "Hey!" He stopped all the niggas behind him. They all ran to each other like stooges. And he said, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "What's up, Pac?" He said, "Nigga, stand up. Nigga, give me a hug, man." He told everybody, he said, "Hold up." I stood up, and he hugged me, and he embraced me for a minute. I'll never forget this. Is on my father, rest in peace. I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, "Hey, Joe," because Snoop had been talking about me to him, like my cousin out there on that shit, man. And, because Snoop was depressed about it a lot of times. And he's like, "Yeah, Snoop was wrong." So I'm like, "Man, my cousin out there on that shit, cuz he said, Joe Cool?" He said, "Yeah, Joe Cool on that shit?" And so what happened was, he said, as he embraced me, he said, "Hey, my mama went through the same," pulled me, put his arms on my shoulders, pushed me back and said, "Hey, my mama went through the same shit. She's doing better now." He said, "You need to talk to her. She can help you." I said, "All right." He said, No, cuz." He just called me cuz. He said, No, Joe. Yeah. He said, "Hold on." He grabbed a pen and he grabbed a piece of paper. He said, "Her name is Afeni Shakur." He said, "Call her, man, and she'll help you." And he said, he hugged me again. He said, "Welcome back, homie." He said, "Stay with us, cuz." He didn't say cuz, He said, "Stay with us, Joe." I said, "All right, man." He said, "I'm serious, man." He said, "Come to the studio, man, and holler at me, man." I said, "All right." He said, "Roll one up, man. We chop it up." I said, "All right, man." I didn't go in the studio, because he'd be having too many bloods up in there. If it ain't all the outlaws, I like the outlaws, but he used to have a lot of blood niggas. At this time, he was having a lot of blood niggas with him. Yeah, I didn't go to the studio, but I remember Tupac, it was like some of the last words I ever spoke to him. No, I'd seen him at Dad's house a few times after that.
So I got a question about the name Joe Cool. How did that come about? Does it go back to
my daddy called me Joe. My father gives all his children names that have nothing to do with their real names. My name is Darryl Daniel. There's no Joe in my name. But as far as I can remember, he always called me Joe. He called my brother Flip. We'll call him Boo. Flip is his nickname for my mama and my uncles. His name is Demetrius Daniel. My sister's name is Deandra Daniel, right? And he called her Apey. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, but that's what he called her. And so Joe always stuck with me. And so I became Boogaloo Joe when I used to pop lock and shit. And then I tried to be hard and shit. I became Killer Joe until some Bloods and at my Uncle Junebug house said, nigga, where you from? You a crab? I said, nah. I said, nigga, what that Killer Joe mean? I said, I'm a pop locker. I said, all right. But I was trying to be hard and shit, so I changed that to Joe Cool after I seen Snoopy Joe Cool on special. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
When I seen Snoopy was just so I'm gonna be Joe Cool. And so that's why the name stuck with me since.
No. Makes complete sense. So that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if it was a coincidence with like Snoop Dogg and Joe Cool, how it all goes together with like the Charlie Brown.
Yeah, and it came like that, that Joe Cool is Snoop's alter ego, and it so happened that he's my cousin. When you watch it, Snoop, just Google, YouTube Snoop Arsenio. We sitting on the couch and Arsenio said, "Hey, man, this album cover here, man. Oh, you got? I read the cover and I looked at it. I love it, man." He said, "Who thought of this? Who drew it?" He said, "My cousin Joe Cool did that." And the audience stopped because Monty Beverly was an audience, and she led off to clap, and everybody just clapped. You can hear them clapping for me. I was on the side of the stage. If I was white, I would have turned red, homie, because it was like one of the best feelings in the world when he said, "My cousin Joe Cool drew that." He looked over my way. I'm like, damn. And everybody, I had just got my first cell phone. Everybody was calling me. Man, Joe Cool, nigga, I seen your shit. There was no internet back then.
Yeah.
There was no rewinding, no TV. If you missed it, you missed it. It was one of the best moments in my life, man, to have that name, and it's stuck with me since. I've been having that name since I've been 14. Well, actually 13.
So what was the JC that was tattooed on you then?
Joe Cool, motherfucker. You think stand for Jose Cervantes? Joe Cool. I was 13 when I got that.
So Joe Cool. So Joe Cool. Wait. So what was the timeline with Killer Joe and the other Joe before that?
Killer Joe was short lived.
Okay.
I became Joe Cool in the 7th grade.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I was curious
Boogaloo
about the
Joe
timeline.
in the 6th grade.
Okay, got you.
At the end of the 7th grade, I was Joe Cool.
Okay.
I started writing on walls, I would draw it, and I would put eyes in it, and nobody wasn't doing it like I was doing it. Like when you see the Snoop Dogg cake, when you look at Doggystyle, look where it says Snoop Dogg in yellow. You'll see the dog, the Snoop part has a dog nose and it has eyes. I used to do Joe Cool just like that. But it was no dog. It was just like a face, and I would put a top hat on there. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how that went.
All right. So I got one more here for you. If you had a billboard in the middle of a big city, just like a blank billboard, and you could put like a word or a phrase there, and like millions of people would see it as they pass by, what would that be?
Let me think. I would put, "You know the deal. Just keep it real."
Okay. Why is that?
You know the deal. Just keep it real. That's all. Just keep it real. Be honest. Don't be a phony, man. Don't be an Instagram motherfucking look at me. Look at me. No, look at me. Look at my jewels. Look how they sparkle. Look at me. Look at my abs. Look at my 6-pack. Look at me smoking weed. Look how I French inhale. Look at me. My life is better than yours. You should be like me. Don't be one of those people, man.
Yeah. You're not.
Just keep it real.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is the one thing that's that hurts about social media. It really like it like all the pic, like you're literally taking a picture to, I guess, kind of show off what you're doing. And
when I do this show with Snoop, the whole fucking audience got their cameras out.
Yeah, the
motherfuckers will take an ass whooping to be on stage. Some men will will secretly ask you, "Can they suck your dick if to get backstage?" These girls, they want to be. Everybody got their camera. When they see Snoop, everybody wants a selfie. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm with Snoop. Look at me. I'm back here. Man, come on. You got people who live like that every day.
Wait, did you see that kid at the Super Bowl?
What are you doing?
What the halftime show? Whenever Justin Timberlake was walking into the stands, he went up to that one kid. Did you see that?
No, what do you do with him?
Basically, like Justin Timberlake was like right next to him, like singing the song and chilling with him, and this kid's like on his phone trying to put. It's exactly what you're saying. He's pulling his phone out, trying to get a selfie, and just instead of just chilling there enjoying the moment, you know.
Oh, look at me! Look at me. I'm with Justin Timberlake. The whole world sees me. Look at me. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be seen. I mean, everybody's not going to get that 15 minutes. You know, everybody is just not going to get it, bro. But everybody wants it. They want to be iconic. They want to be seen. They want the fame. They fight. They kill. You got people who will commit suicide. Shut up. They'll commit suicide just so they can be famous. I mean, that's what it's about. I want people to buy my artwork and look at that. It'll last forever if you take care of it. You know, buy original painting from me. Look at that.
All right, so how about this? We'll close out with this. Do you have any closing words for the audience? Any wisdom or anything like that you want to share? Just last closing words. Where could they find you? Anything like that?
Okay, you can get at me at Joe Cool's Hustle. Excuse me, fuck that. At Joe to the Cool at yahoo.com. JOE 2THECOOL at yahoo.com. You can also catch me on Instagram at Joe Cool _ the artist. Now the _ artist. Joe Cool _ the _ artist. It's gonna do underscore all by itself when you space it.
Yeah.
So it's Joe Cool the artist. Facebook, I'm OG Joe Cool, and it's gonna be a picture of a Raider symbol on both of them. You know, I'm the Raider man, and it says Joe Cool. You know, Darryl Joe Cool. It's gonna say for Facebook, Darryl Joe Cool, OG Joe Cool Daniel.
Gotcha.
So OG Joe Cool. You'll find me in that motherfucker. You know, you want some artwork? Get at me. My phone number, 562-284-7351. Don't call me with no bullshit because I'll block you quick. I'm not doing no artwork for under $500. You know what I'm saying? You can get you want anything that's dealing with the dog, or you want your own album cover, album covers or CD covers, it's going to start you off at $1,500. So let's get with that. Now, if you want some super graphic descriptive shit, we'll talk. You have my number. I'm not going to repeat it because if you didn't get it the first time, you ain't going to get it this time, motherfucker. So other than that, get at me, man. I want to tell you that God loves you. You know what I'm saying? Find a power greater than yourself who can restore you back to sanity. If you're having problems with narcotics, and Pittsburgh has, to my knowledge, have great Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and great Narcotics Anonymous meetings. I don't know if Cocaine Anonymous is out there. That's my denomination of choice. It's Cocaine Anonymous. If you need help, try to get to those meetings, man. You know, they'll show you how to get to God. You know what I'm saying? As you see, I cuss a lot. I'm not a Christian. I'm just a child of God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that I believe in His power and a power greater than me. I call Him God. If you need that, that's where you get at. Get at God. You need that artwork, get at me. I'm not going to listen to your rap tapes. I'm not a liaison for Snoop. I'm not his liaison. I'm not his manager. I'm not on his staff like that. So anything that you want to talk to me about or get at me about, if it's Snoop related, don't do it. You talking about artwork, you can get at me. But anything dealing with Snoop is his own man. I can't hook you up with him. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a big bag of money for Snoop. That's how he works. $20,000, you might be able to talk to him. Send me my deposit, I'll get you to him. Other than that, don't waste your time. That's all.
Got you, man. Dude, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing. This was a lot of fun, man.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, bro. Like I told you, I'm a jawjacker, man. So, Deke, you have a good podcast.
Oh, for sure.
You do your thing. One love. Let me go finish packing my bags. I gotta get up early in the morning so I can hit LAX. And I'll chop it up with you sooner or later.
Oh, for sure, bro. No, yeah, really appreciate it, man. Have a good rest of the night. Hopefully the trip goes well. All that.
Right on, chilling with Deke.
Yes,
Joe
sir.
Cools.
Yes,
One
sir.
love.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.